How to say no to endless opportunities without feeling guilty. So, this all comes down to what I call the success to opportunities spectrum, which is a name I just came up with. Basically, as you level up your success in maybe your business or your SMV, like how sexually attractive you are to the opposite sex or these kinds of things, you will also at the exact same time get, let's put this in a different color, you will get more opportunities and more invites to things. It will just kind of start at a bit of a delay like this. So as you become more attractive in money, in business, careers, clouds, physique, handsome, whatever, all these things that you bring to the table towards other people, you will start to get more desired by them, and they will start to invite you to things, whether it's a podcast event or it's someone's just asking to hang out with you. Can I pick your brain for coffee? A girl wants to fuck you. All of these things will just be a delayed response to your level increase. So as we become more successful, we get invited to more things. We know this, but here's the interesting thing. The danger of new opportunities is the woman in the red dress. As we level up our success, we also get invited to more things. And the problem is, if we start to engage in these new invites, we often actually get distracted from the thing that was making us successful and bringing the invites to us in the first place. So, like, there's this story of this basketball player who, when he's like a nobody, he's just going to the basketball court and he's practicing for like 3 times a day. But then he makes it big. He starts getting really popular and famous, and then he goes on like these little talk shows and these brand deals, and he's flying to this place to get sponsored by like this shoe company and this place, whatever, because he's a big basketball player. Everyone wants him to endorse their products. And what he notices is that his skill level is actually going down because now he's only training like 1 times a day or maybe 2 times a day instead of 3 times. So what got him successful in the first place, that got him all these opportunities, actually starts getting sacrificed because he's enjoying the success too much. Like, how interesting is that? What gets you the success, the money, the clout, the invites, the parties and girls and everything else, is often what gets sacrificed when you start enjoying the success. Like, how weird and fucked up is that? Which means that basically you have to build up the success and get used to saying no to the things that the success actually brings into your life, like the attention, the invites, and basically the distractions. When you were a nobody, no one was distracting you. No one wanted to be with you. No one wants you on a podcast when you don't have any followers or 50 followers or something. But when you've got the followers, that's when people want you on podcasts. That's when people want to do extra brand deals and all this stuff. And that can actually distract you enough that you lose the followers. So what is the correct way to go about this? Well, we need to say no, but we just don't want to feel bad about it, especially right now. Like, you've clicked on this video specifically because you wanted to say no to these things. You've probably been getting a bunch of invites recently. You feel guilty, you feel bad. So we need to say no, and we don't want to feel bad about it, and this is what we do. You need to start with, first of all, the mindset that your normal work routine, your normal grind routine, is honestly more fun than about 9 out of 10 things you get invited to. So right now, for you to have become successful, you probably have a bit of a disciplined routine. You wake up at this time, that's your morning routine. Then at 7, you train or you work and you do this thing for here, and then you do something, you read here, then you sleep at this time. If you've become successful, you probably have a routine, right? And if you've become successful, it's usually because your routine is genuinely enjoyable, that it was sustainable all this time. You probably really like your normal day-to-day life. Gone are the days where the successful guy is like that depressed millionaire who hates his life but he's made money. Most of the young people who are successful these days, we make 5K, 10K, 100K a month. Most of us are like really happy. Like, we actually really love our day-to-day routines. And when something comes in to change what you do in the routine, it's usually less fun than what you were going to do anyway, because you like your normal routine. It feels kind of, in an interesting way, kind of easy to do because, it's a habit basically, and there's no friction. Whereas when someone says like, oh, hey bro, meet me tomorrow here at this time, let's do something that, you consider because it can make you money or whatever. You could do, but what you'll find is like that disruption where now you've got to think about, oh yeah, I've got to set an alarm to do this call here, so I've got to be ready. Okay, then your brain thinks, oh yeah, I've got this thing here. Okay, then and you come back home. Whatever. It's like it's so distracting that overall, this is going to be so true. I promise. Overall, the fun that you have on a day where you get off the usual routine will be less, even though you'll get off the routine for fun. Because for most people, they will see your sort of work life, your routine, your grind lifestyle as something that's like an active discipline. And maybe it was in the first days, but after a while, it's like Stockholm Syndrome. After a while, it's actually kind of enjoyable. So when you add something which seems fun into that routine that you've already set, you wake up at 5, you work at 7, whatever, and you add something kind of fun in the middle, often you'll overall have less fun in that day doing this new thing because of all the extra friction. And now you've got to go travel so to some extra place, and now you're just commuting and you're doing this random thing you didn't want to do, and it feels a bit awkward doing this podcast or this little brand deal or whatever it is, right? This person invited you to do this, and it's like, oh hey, so does anyone have the Wi-Fi code? It just feels a bit fucking like there's so much extra friction, compared to your normal day. So it's less fun, even though you're doing it because it's supposed to be enjoyable. And also, the most brutal thing is, your normal day-to-day life is often just more productive and gets you like the results that you wanted more anyway. So most of the thing, this is not everything, by the way. Some days you will have something like a big invite that's absolutely worth it. But most things, I would say probably about 90% of things you get invited to are quite literally less fun and get you less results in your goals than your normal day-to-day life, honestly. So then at this point, we need to say no to about 90% of things. Basically, you need to expect to say no to everything, to 100% of things, and there'll be something that gets put in front of you that you're usually used to saying no, but you'll look at it and be like, oh shit, that's actually a pretty big opportunity. And it's the same with dating as well. For example, if you want to date as like a powerful man, you need to get used to saying no to like every like hoe who comes in front of you, the girls who are partying, the girls who randomly, they'll make eye contact with you somewhere. Let's say if you're an attractive guy, you need to start getting used to rejecting girls and getting used to basically saying no to every girl who isn't the girl that you actually want to be with, who's not on the sort of standard that you want to be with. You need to just get used to saying no to basically everyone up until you have someone in front of you or something, some opportunity in front of you where you're like, wait, actually, that's pretty fucking huge. Like basically you should be, let's say you're a YouTuber. The idea should be when you're in your grind mode that you say no to like every little podcast invite. This guy's got 20K followers and stuff, and he says, come do a podcast, whatever. You're like, no. And then someone asks you who's got millions of followers. He's got 2, he's got 3, he's got 4. It's fucking someone who's just Joe Rogan or something. And you've been saying no to everyone. Your default response is no. But then every now and then there's someone who's like, it's worth it. And you're like, oh shit, this guy, he asks amazing questions. Let's say he doesn't have that many followers, but he's really good at what he does. Okay, I'll go and do it for this one guy. But I'll say no to all the little starting podcasters. I'm not going to give them my time right now. Maybe I will sometime in the future. But we need to get into the habit of saying no, because most of the things that you get invited to are quite literally less fun and also get you less results than your normal day-to-day life. Once you have this mindset, it becomes so easy to say no to people, whether it's something business related or it's like, this girl and she says, court me, take me out on a date or something. You'll be just thinking like, yeah, I mean, I could do, but I'm pretty sure I'm just going to have more fun on my normal day-to-day routine rather than like taking you out on a fucking date and you've got fucking weird attitude or some shit. But it all comes down to seasons as well. This is how you basically do it without feeling guilty, especially without FOMO, because that's the big thing that you'll feel if you're debating this topic. The big thing is FOMO, fear of missing out. If you're saying no to, for example, imagine this party, you're saying no to this podcast event, this brand deal. You're saying no to this girl, this person who wants to date you, whatever. You're saying no to all these things, the friend who invites you to this thing, this birthday party, that's even eventually weddings and stuff. You're saying no to all these because you're building something. You will feel pretty fucking bad and you'll have tons of FOMO if you're saying no all the time, unless if you've got one thing, which is seasons. Basically, you need to not imagine you're going to be like this forever. You are just in a season of no. You're in more of a sort of monk mode season where you just want to stay locked in on your routine for now. This is the routine. Okay, 5 a.m. I'm going to do this, 7 a.m. I'm going to do this, whatever. And maybe you're going to do this for a few months, maybe a few years. But then you're going to have seasons where you actually have a season of yes, and you'll do way more social things. So for example, this year, I was basically in a season of no from the start of the year to about March because I was doing my kickboxing fights. So during this time, I said no to everyone for everything, including dates, parties, everything. I was just training, coming back home, working a bit, reading, whatever, and then just resting and then training again because I had the fight here. Straight after March, though, from March all the way to about like probably just about recently, honestly, probably till about like October, I was in a season of yes. Hang on a second. Hello. I was in a season of yes because I had just been so disciplined, like saying no to everyone. So it made sense for me to say no to everyone when I had some big thing coming up. But then it made sense for me to say yes for this entire time from March to October because then I've got nothing serious that's happening. I've just had a big season. It was actually from like October actually till March. So then I started to say yes, and I went to. I had a bunch of parties here. I had friends come over, stay with me. They stayed in my villa. I went on like a little road trip with some guys. We rented motorbikes. I went to events, loads of dinners and these kinds of things, social things. People stayed in my home. I said yes to so many things, social events, everything. Right when we did a bunch of sports things together, we went to play football together, paddle, whatever, gym sessions, socially, whatever. All of this was a season of yes, and now I'm back to being in a season of no or maybe from about September, some point in September. And I don't feel bad about it at all. I actually feel really happy because I've just had a really big social period. And I'll probably have another social period soon in the next few months anyway. But I'm happy for the next few months to basically say no to everyone. It's rainy season right now in Bali. Like there's a lot of rain. So right now it's November, right? So from October really, or September, whenever it was, I started this season. Probably all the way to around like March again, I will probably do season of no again. And I'm just going to say no to everyone. I'm not dating. I'm not like literally mixing with many people. I still speak to a couple of friends, especially in the gym. I call my best friend like every few days and we talk for like an hour. He only lives like 5 minutes away, but we just call instead. And it's like for all this time, it's just really optimized, autistic routine, build up the business and train. I can do this with a smile on my face because I know that some point, probably around March again, I will start like hyper socializing again. I will start going on dates with girls. I will start, maybe doing some podcasts, some social things, hang out with this creator, hang out with that guy, do this thing, do that. So for me, that's fine. I actually feel so happy with this, and this is probably the same advice for you, is just ask yourself, what is the current season? It's not like you need to be antisocial forever. It's not like you need to say no to the party invites forever. It's not like you need to say no to dating and friends forever. What is the current season? When you wake up, what does your brain crave the most? If it craves like progress in like your business or in your fitness, whatever, then just align yourself to that. And often business, honestly, those monk mode no seasons honestly are better. Honestly, you grind, you don't go out for dinner, you eat dinner very early. Like for me, I eat it at 1, which is quite extreme, but you might eat dinner at like 3, 4, 5, and then you sleep at like 8 to 9, and you sleep like 10 hours. Your brain's optimized, you get all your work done, you smash off all the work, whatever. If you wake up and your big fucking desire is like the business success, it's the fitness things, the things that kind of need some solo time, then just go ahead and just be in a season of no, knowing that maybe you'll do this for about 3 to 6 months. And the moment it's done, then you can go and, for example, stay up as late as you want, have a bunch of late nights, socializing, you'll have dinner, you'll meet people for like parties, you'll go on dates with girls, whatever, you'll stay up till 11, you'll stay up till midnight, 1 a.m. You don't even mind, basically, you don't even have like specific routine for, discipline routine for this, for a couple of months. This is the way best way, right? So monk mode season of no, and we'll just call it monk mode, and then followed by a season of yes, which will just be social, sexual, dating, whatever you want to do. And the big question is, which one do you really crave right now? Don't ask yourself which one should you really do. Ask yourself which one do you actually genuinely want to do right now. Because look, you might find yourself that, let's say you're not making much money right now, you're not making much, but you really, really still, even though you probably should make money, you really want to be social right now. Let's say you're in college or something, if you're watching this, or you're traveling, whatever. Then even though technically, you should be doing it right now, fuck what you should do. Do what you want to do. You're watching my advanced channel, which means you're past the point of needing to like really do what society tells you to do. You've already, like, if you're watching this channel, you should be at a good level in life, which means that your own intuition will probably carry you further than the advice you get from other people, including me, but then, like, what the system, what society tells you to do. And your brain and your heart will quite literally tell you what it wants. It will tell you, like, stop, like, forcing yourself to be a certain kind of way, to be a certain kind of person. Your brain and your heart will quite literally tell you what season it wants from you right now. Like, for me, I don't wake up thinking about spending time with friends or dating or sex or anything like that. I literally wake up thinking about, like, okay, level up this business, YouTube channel. Okay, let's grow this fucking YouTube channel. Let's post content like every one of my fucking my platforms. Let's stream every day. Let's post onto Instagram. Let's grow these things. This is what I crave. I don't crave the friendship right now. I don't crave the business right now. I just crave the success in these things. Which one is it for you? Don't force yourself to be in a season that you don't actually want to be in, because when you do that, you'll often realize the progress in it is shit, even though you think that's what you should do. It's very similar to forcing yourself to reading the book that you think you should read rather than reading the book that you actually want to read. Like, the reason how I can read so much, so I've read every week for the last 5 years straight, almost, like, I've read every single day for the last, like, 1 year straight. Like, I've got almost like a 300-day streak in reading without missing a day, and I'm not even trying to, like, have a streak or anything. But I read more than basically everyone else, right? And the reason why is because I follow a very specific rule. I do not ever use discipline. How interesting is this? You've never heard anyone shit talk discipline before, but what's interesting is I don't use discipline when it comes to reading. I only read what I'm actually motivated to read, which book I actually want to read. I don't read what I should read. I don't read what I need to read. I only ever read what I want to read. And that's why reading is so fun for me. It's like literally more fun than like video games or something. So now I read more than most people. So for example, my big goal right now is business. But if my brain randomly makes me like think like, oh, I really want to reread that book about running, even though I'm not really even into running right now. But okay, then I will read that fucking book because I wanted to read that specific book. Not really about the topic, but the specific book I wanted to read. A lot of times I just want to reread like a book that was kind of funny, it was educational, and I've read it like 20 fucking times, and I'll just reread it again, and I'll get the same fucking insights, but it's a bit of a reminder. And that's absolutely fine. So it's the same thing with you. It's like, follow your intuition, follow your trust. Your heart and your brain is telling you which season it wants right now. It's of utmost importance. Just listen to it and agree with it. Don't force yourself to go into a season of no if right now you actually want to be social. But that also saying, don't force yourself to say yes to people because you feel kind of guilty when actually right now you only really give a shit about your business. You don't really care about dating. You don't really care about friendship right now. You just want to fucking grow this thing right now. This is what's taking up your mind. Then give it the attention it deserves. You'll only feel bad about living this extreme lifestyle if you feel sort of misaligned and you feel like you're doing it wrong, or if you feel like you're really sacrificing and life is always going to be like this. When really, if you just have like the seasonal thinking and think, okay, well, just for a few months, I'm going to completely lock in. And then maybe by the end of the year, maybe by March or whenever it is, I will then have the season of yes, and I will go like crazy. I will go be really social for a few months. I will go to a bunch of dinners. I will date. I will do everything I want right now, but I'll just do it in a few months' time when it makes more sense. And you can align this, like, how should you align your seasons? I think doing it on just what you desire makes the most sense instead of aligning it to, for example, the real, seasons of the weather, for example, or the date of the calendars of the month or whatever, the month of the calendar or whatever. But that being said, you can definitely have environmental seasons. So, for example, if you live right now at home, you live with your parents. Right now is probably not the season to be trying to like fucking date as much as possible. It's just not as practical, right? It probably makes more sense for it to be a season where you make the money and then you go and have this social dating, whatever, when you've moved out. So you can decide based on which kind of season you should be on right now based on what you want, what's kind of easy right now. Maybe the weather. Sometimes I know quite a lot of rich people, they base their seasons on just the weather. So they basically are in this monk mode period during the sort of wintry, rainy season, and then they're in more of the social period when it's like sunny. I don't often align to this. I usually just align to like what I actually want. It just so happens now that my desire is also compatible with the weather. Right now in Bali, for example, it's just like rainy season. It's not that nice to go outside. It's kind of nice to just stay indoors. It like torrential rain. It's just kind of like you don't want to drive to a restaurant and you get fucking soaked. Basically, it's not comfortable at all. So now's a good time. It just happens that I want to grind business alone, and I also the weather's kind of shit, so I just happen to stay inside, whatever. But that's it, man. If you just do this, you will find that you get the best of both worlds. You get the extreme seasons of growth towards things like business and fitness and whatever. But then also you couple that as like a sort of side point. You get the extreme seasons of dating and of friendship and whatever else as well. So it's the best case scenario. It's just in two separate seasons rather than at the same time. Because when you try and mix them in the same season, you often just do both worse than if you have like the full season of dating, socializing, where you can stay up late, whatever, and then you have the full season of business where you can go to sleep early and really, keep all your brain there. I think separate, segregated seasons makes more sense than the sort of balanced overall life. Top link in the description, by the way, is my advanced self-improvements course. If you want to have a look, it's one of the best pieces of work I've done so far. And if you're more advanced, if you're not advanced, then just ignore this. But if you're more advanced, if you're like 25 or older, if you're successful, if you're making money, if you're more of like already, you've been into fitness for ages, you've already got like a business or something, you're already confident, this is for you. It's one of the best pieces of work that I've made so far. It's more for like the higher level guys. So you can have a look if you want. Hope this helps you, man. Do the hard work, especially when you don't feel like it. Mwah.